All right, man. What's going on? It's LP, the writer and creator of the comic book Nyobi, coming at you live again. Well, not quite live. That's a fake live, but you guys get it. I'm back. I'm here. I'm doing my thing. Jingling. And today we're going to talk about the ongoing war between one Ethan Van Sciver and Yellow Flash, and also we have to add in one Eric July by proxy here. Because this whole thing is about Eric July in the end. Is it not always, though, here in the world of comic books? So what's going on is a long, sort of convoluted story, and that only Ethan and Eric will really, truly know. But it seems like the bigger you get, the bigger target is on your head. Whether you are Ethan Van Sciver, or whether you are Eric July, or any other sort of large personality in this sphere. So, Eric July made the Rippaverse and Isom. He raised $3.7 million on the first book. I think it was 2.2 on the second and 1.2 on the third for Alpha Core. Eric July has been able to put out these books pretty much within a year's time. So 3 books in a year. And the major claim that he has against Van Sciver is it takes Van Sciver 3 years to put out one. So 3 for 1 and 1 for 3. That's the ratio that is being played here. Now, there is so much more to this than that. But to the eyes of Ethan, this is about on-time books with bad quality versus late books with great quality. I think, gentlemen, listen to me. Both of you. You can do both. You can have good books with quality. And here's the kicker. They can still be on time. Or relatively on time. Okay? It's not that hard. I do it. Now, Van Sciver will probably say, and even Eric will probably say, well, your books aren't the same quality as ours. Well, I think we can beat out Rippaverse for sure. We doing Van Sciver level detail? No, not quite. But at the same time, it's comic books, okay? There is a level of quality that's accepted. There is exceptional quality, and I believe Ethan does bring that. But at the same time, I think it would still be, if he picked up the pace a little bit, I don't think his quality would suffer. And I think it would be good for everyone, but I think he knows that, all right? I think he's aware that he's got to pick up the pace a little bit. If you go look at his campaigns, clearly, the customers a little bit unhappy with the wait. I know I had to message a couple of times to get my frog package in, but I have it. It was delivered, and it is a great looking book. Don't get me wrong, but it's like my buddy Max said. So I order your book as a freshman, and I don't get it until the end of my senior year. That's a problem, right? Listen, if you're going to put an estimate delivery date on something, try your best to meet it. I get it. It's an estimate delivery date. I've been late by a couple of weeks, and in the world of comic books, that's early. In fact, I should have a shipment for Nyobi Penguina arriving next week, and we're still in January, and I promised delivery in February. Guess what? I'm going to meet my delivery dates. Woohoo! It's not that hard. But this war goes much more beyond delivery dates and late books assists. It goes into ego. My ego verse, right? It goes to personalities, 2 big bulls, 2 alpha dogs wanting to lead the pack. And that pack being sort of the right-leaning aisle of comic books. I know Eric July is going to say, I'm a libertarian. But yet, for the last 5 years, you've been attacking the progressive left. The quote-unquote wokeism in comic books. Pretty hard. So it's hard for anyone to see you as someone in the center. It's hard for anyone to see you as not a quote-unquote right-leaning individual, which, by the way, there's kind of nothing wrong with that. Your politics are your own. just like my politics are my own. I happen to lean right on certain issues. I happen to lean left on certain issues. I'm in Canada. That's just sort of how we roll here. With that being said, I'm on really no one's side here either. Though, if I had to pick, if a gun was pointed to my head, I think I would go with the devil I know, which is Van Sciver, versus the devil I'm getting to know a bit, which is Eric July. I'll tell you this. In regards to Eric July, I have two big issues with you, my friend. 3. 1. You ignored me. You ignored my request to talk on stream and to have you a debate. But yet, you'll do it with Nerdette and other people. But maybe I'm just too small of a peasant for you. That's my big issue, is that you have a god complex, sir. You're too busy, too powerful. You make too much money to belittle yourself to come talk to us here at the bottom. Issue number 2 is your fans. Your fans are the worst, dude. Like, that's no exaggeration. I've dealt with them. They go beyond fans. They have become fanatics. They really are drinking that Kool-Aid. And you have yourself a little mobilized army there. And they're savage. 100%. I've had encounters with Renown, Sturgis. I've had encounters with Ripper Goalpost. And those are just your two big advocates. I've come across many, many others who are part of the July cult. The third biggest issue I have with you, and it might be the largest issue, to be honest with you, is how you punch down on smaller creators. You won't come talk to us on our level. You won't come join a stream with a panel of small creators to have a conversation about comics. No, you rather punch down at guys like B.A. Turner, Richard Embry. You rather, tell people, hey, I'm going to give you $700 to fund your comic, and you're going to listen to me, you bitch-ass punk. Not the way things fly here, Eric. I know you think you're big and that you're beyond scrutinization from us, but you're not. In comic books, it works just like the wrestling locker room. Okay, we sort of police each other around here. You're not exempt from that. You can, and maybe one day end up in comic book court, just like there's a wrestler's court. You know what wrestler's court is, Eric? It's when the boys in the back see a problem with one of the boys in the locker room, and they go handle it themselves. Right? They don't let the office get involved or take it, higher up the chain. They deal with it as it happens, and they squash it immediately. That's not to say, though, I don't have my issues with Van Sciver either. I do. I don't like the only way to sort of be involved is having to wave a flag and say you're Comicsgate. I never liked that. People know I'm not Comicsgate, but yet I still talk to many people in Comicsgate. Some people may consider me Comicsgate adjacent, whatever that means. But I'm not that either. I'm Team Nyobi. I've always been Team Nyobi. I've always been Team LP, and whatever works for me is what I'm going to do. Okay? I don't like the fact that Ethan and crew, especially John Malin, have a problem with Kickstarter. Kickstarter is king. It always will be for crowdfunding. They are the Coca-Cola of crowdfunding. Okay? You can try and go to Pepsi, and I've tried a few times, that being Indiegogo. But Indiegogo, listen, read my mouth. I want you to look at me eye to eye here when I say this one, okay? Can we get eye to eye? Can we get real close and personal? Now, read my lips. Indiegogo sucks. We clear? I go on Indiegogo, I make $1,800. Same campaign on Kickstarter, $31,000. That's the difference. Okay? Anyone ever ask me what platform they should go on? 100%, 10 out of 10 times, I am going to say Kickstarter. because you got these egos, these big personalities, everyone wanting to be the top dog, they are going to butt heads. Okay? There are betrayals in back rooms of these back DM rooms where people are plotting against each other. People are they're told, you must choose a side. Choose a side, Danielson. Again, I never bother with that sort of shit. I got my own clique, my own crew, my own way of doing things. And while I'm not rolling in millions and millions of dollars, what I've been doing seems to be working for me. For the time being, anyway. So as a neutral observer, I can give you my take on this war. How dumb it is. And why I think it's happening. And it goes back to a video I did the other day. Is Eric July forming Voltron? And what that means is we've seen a push, guys, where these YouTubers, and I can name a few like Andrew Tate, Moist Critical, Eric July, okay, Yellow Flash, that Umbrella guy. I think there's a member of Mr. Beast's team that's also doing a comic. I mean, hell, I'm still waiting for a Logan Paul comic because you guys know it's bound to happen sooner or later because these YouTubers see a trend. And it happens every year. They all start pushing a different thing or make a different product or go with some sort of sponsor. And this year in 2024, the trend for these YouTubers, and it started in late 23, but it's going to be more prevalent in 2024, is they're all going to make a shitty-ass comic book and charge you insane amount of money, thus re-monetizing their subscribers. It's going to be a flood of bad comics with outrageous prices to milk the fans of these larger YouTubers once again. While we strive to give you actual good comic books and quality, but because we don't have thousands and thousands of subs, most of you will never know about it. But that's okay. That's why we're in shops. We're going to make that push. We're going to scrape and crawl all the way through till we make it to the big time. That's how it goes. So, what does that mean? Well, here we go. We're going to show you the contestants of this war. Here, we got Yellow Flash. Now, Yellow Flash is a right-wing YouTube commentator, mostly known for his take on Vic Mignogna, the Dragon Ball Z voice actor. The whole I stand with Vic moment basically stems from this man here and another man called Tug. Yellow Flash also heavily covered the Johnny Depp Amber Heard domestic dispute and court case. Okay, so he covers a lot of anime news. He covers, pop culture news, and mostly from a right-wing perspective. On the other side, we have the hot dog vendor, Mr. Ethan Van Sciver, 28 years in the business, most notable for his work with DC and Marvel. Started Cyberfrog with Harris Comics and is now self-publishing using Indiegogo as his main platform. He's also become quite a notable YouTuber in the comic book commentary scene, starting with buying the trademark of Comics Gate and running his famous show, The Comics Gate Kings. So, what you have is two right-leaning movements making comic books, and both want to be king. Now, you can take Yellow Flash out of this and replace his picture with Eric July, because that's what the war really is about. It's just that Yellow Flash has decided to side with his YouTube friends, with Eric July, Gary from Neurotic, Jeremy with Geeks and Gamers, and heels versus babyface. Fucking pronouns. Okay, that guy. Expect them all. Expect them all to make comic books in 2024, or at least say that they're going to. And my God, I'll tell you this: if they do decide to make comic books, they better, and I mean they better, be all on time. Every fucking one of you. Otherwise, I never, ever want to hear you guys bitch about late comic books again. Because the only people that can bitch about that stuff, honestly, are the guys who are getting their shit out on time. And I'll tell you, it's not a lot of you. It's not a lot of you. That's why I can do it, though. That's why Max can do it. That's why Sam Quentin can do it. Because we're on the ball. We are on the ball. So these are the combatants. Expect there to be more. I know Ethan did a live stream last night about Patrick PDP, PP Patrick. I don't know nothing really about him, and I find that whole drama kind of boring. I'd much rather hear about this and the forming of Voltron. So by Voltron, what I mean is Eric July seems to be putting together a team to rival that of Comicsgate, okay? Because many people think that Comicsgate is dying, that the nails are being put into the coffin, that there is a large division now within the movement. People are choosing sides. A lot of people blame Ethan Van Sciver for this, in the sense of, I've heard the complaints that he's just thinking about himself, and it's just about him and his ego, and that if you go hang out with Ethan, your wives are not going to hang out for after-party dinners and sex clubs. Yeah, it's that crazy. You got to go watch the live streams. Well, we're going to see like what the latest is going on here. We're going to check out the Twitter, because that's where all the juicy stuff really is. Okay? And we're going to find out, who's saying what to who, how many eggs are in the basket. You get what I'm saying? And I want to know what you guys think. Have you guys chosen a side? Don't be scared. Let me know. Let me know. Is it to the left of me? Is it to the right of me? Let's find out what's going on. So I'm gonna load up the twatter here, and we're gonna take a look at the recent goings-ons in this ever-going war. And let me see if I can bring it up right now. Oh, by the way, this also happened. Yellow Flash has blocked me. And I wear this like a badge of honor, okay? Anytime something like this happens, like, okay, well, you're just pushing me more and more towards the other side. I simply asked the man for comments on the situation. I asked him if they were indeed forming Voltron, and I am blocked. I'm blocked, and Yellow Flash, this is a demerit against you, just so you know. And you just go into the collection of screenshots that I got of people who are afraid of the pigtail. This is it, You guys are scared. So there was some there were some posts here. We're gonna look at these. I'll bring them up. Here we go. So we got Ethan Van Sciver here. Says, Yellow Flash has me blocked. Well, you too, huh? I know the feeling. I feel the pain, sir. I really, 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 really do. I get you. He's got me blocked too. Yeah, we finally have something in common, Ethan. Oh my God. So yeah, I went after James Gunn, he says, because I believe his edgy jokes were evidence against him. I no longer believe that about James Gunn. I confronted Vito, not Vito's Pizza here where I live, but Vito, the YouTuber, directly about his edgy jokes on your stream. He was contrite and denied your accusations against him. As someone who has made edgy jokes about World War II in the past, which were wrongfully used against me, I saw the hypocrisy in accusing either of these two guys based on their edgy jokes, which they both seem to regret. How much persecution do you want to level at your enemies over jokes that they are sorry for making? Truth matters, man. Don't be a cancel pig. Cancel pigs, of course, the term coined by one Mark Miller, as we all remember at the end of 2023 with the huge retailer round table. So we have a screenshot here from Flash. We'll just keep it small because I don't feel like resizing the window. Also, EVS has a moral meltdown over James Gunn. Funny how all of Vito's jokes are hilarious now. Get it? Hilarious? No? Okay. He hates Eric July also. So morals go out the window. So as you can see, the bitch slap fight has started. It's going to be interesting to see who can out-slap who can out-tweet who's got the best twatter responses. General Piggy, not Miss Piggy, but General Piggy, says, didn't a couple of Geeks and Gamers crew have moral meltdowns over the James Gunn tweets as well? Everyone did, says Van Sciver. It was clickbait. I was truly suspicious and angry. Those are all good points, but P jokes are actually disgusting, says Exwar, especially when the delivery of those jokes are off and seem more like emissions than jokes. People have to be self-aware. Vito should be the last person making P jokes. Dude looks like he plays the role. I agree, and I think he knows that too, says Ethan. It is the bane of his fucking existence. What popped this off? Anything in particular? Did Eric send Yellow Flash a night letter? So we need a definition of night letter, by the way. If someone can tell me what exactly is a night letter, I'm assuming it's DMs in the middle of the night. Maybe dick pics. I don't know. But someone knows. Tell me. What's a night letter? And Van Sciver says, yep. Imagine trading Eric for Vito. How could you, EVS? Once you go black, you're not supposed to go back. Well, that's not always the case, is it? This person says, been here for quite some time. EVS is open and willing to have a conversation with everyone. Is he? Not that we'll take them seriously, though. He has done live streams with random weirdos on X to try and talk, to understand, and to laugh at them. But now that is bad because my reasons. Okay. I don't remember hearing you say you hated Eric. I don't think he does hate Eric. I think he wishes Eric would promptly join Comicsgate and be a member of the Comicsgate Kings. And because that didn't happen, because Eric won't be his own thing, and he's not a member of Comicsgate, and he's not a member of the Kings, even though so many Comicsgaters supported his product, that's another reason I think there is dissension within the ranks. I remember you saying you were sorry that things turned out like they did and you wish they hadn't. But I still can't recall a single word about you hating him. Vito defended cuties. James Gunn is likely a terrible human. Hollywood is full of demons. Ethan, this Vito, he is the Vito that hangs with Matterson. If he is, you should steer clear of him altogether. You know, some people don't really like this stuff going on, man. It's all because they don't like Eric July, right? If Vito and Dick Masterson were pro Eric July, do you think Van Sciver would like them as much? I don't think so. Unpopular opinion here, but I think Mecha Random shouldn't have been all that canceling for making a bad joke about Zack Snyder's daughter. I don't know nothing about that. Everyone can make mistakes when trying to be edgy. Well, I guess the thing is maybe just in today's world, being edgy is dangerous. Granted, I don't know if there was more than that. Vito is cool, says Francis Barrett. Dude, this is why people need to keep smaller circles. Kind of what we do here. Many YouTubers who are big now, many YouTubers who got big now are acting like the very people they used to criticize, and it's pathetic. Well, this is what happens, though, when you get money and power and a little bit of clout and sway, is that, you know, you start to become much more guarded, much more judgmental, and you start seeing things from a different light. Don't be fake and don't change anyone no matter what. If you piss off a friend, oh well, move on. And don't apologize. You can piss you can piss everyone off. No, that's not what it says. You can't please everyone no matter how hard you try, so be yourself. Don't apologize. Piss anyone off. Say what you mean, and if everyone leaves, then who cares? I'd rather have 1,000 followers made of concrete than 100,000 on thin ice. Well, this is the internet. Let me explain something to you, Mr. Lumberjack. Everyone's on thin ice because no one's really friends here. Unless if you met them in person, you know, you have blood, sweat, and tears. You know, you spend real time together, really getting to know someone. The real thing is, you know, these are just people you meet on the internet. Alliances are shaky at best. Look, the best way to describe what's going on is Game of Thrones. This is Game of Thrones in the comic book world. It truly is, man. This is Game of Thrones in the comic book world. You ever watch Game of Thrones, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not even just in the comic book world, in life. Like, I was working at a hotel, and everyone was backstabbing each other and trying to jock for promotion and better positions and better shifts. And, you know, it was Game of Thrones. Comic books, the independent comic book world has become Game of Thrones. And I would play the theme music if it didn't demonetize this video, but it most certainly would. But think about it. You know, you got your Lannisters. That could be like the Van Skyvers. You got your House of Stark. That could be like the Julys. You know what I mean? You got like your Yellow Fingers, which is like Yellow Flash. Do the deep dive. Game of Thrones. Guys, let me know what you think. Is independent comic books become Game of Thrones? And if so, which house are you on? Also, please stay tuned from a word from our sponsor, and please like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. As I do more pop culture news, I keep you up to date on these ongoing drama wars, and we do live shows 2 or 3 times a week. Also, buy my book. And now, our sponsor. Alright guys, if you're wondering who today's video sponsor is, look no further. It is me, Austin. It is me all along. And I just like to talk about, people ask, I like to buy Nyobi. How do I get some pigtails in my life? Where do I get started? Do you have any sites? What can I do to get your books in my hands? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we're going to provide you that answer right meow. So here it goes, man. The first way you can do it, and probably the best way, is to my Shopify store. You can access that at nyobicomics.myshopify.com, or you can simply go to the YouTube channel where you're watching this video now. Go to the main page and click on Store. There you will see Nyobi items up for grabs. Just click on one and proceed from there. Now, let's say you're an eBay buyer. You like eBay, use eBay? Well, we got you covered there. ebay.ca. USR, Nyobicomic. If you just type in Nyobi on eBay, you're going to find me. I got several listings there. And on eBay, typically you're going to find the harder to get variants, a little bit of our more expensive items, and harder to find back issues. So if collectibles are your thing, eBay is where you want to go for more Nyobi. Where else can you get Nyobi? Maybe eBay's too expensive for you. Maybe you read on a budget. Maybe you like having books on a tablet, on a phone, read them on your PC, whatever. So get Nyobi at Gumroad, nyobicomics.gumroad.com. It's great for those who read on digital. We got lots of great items there. You can buy them for $5 or less. Nyobi on digital, gumroad.com. Now, the other way you can get Nyobi is by going to your local comic book shop. Just the other day, Nyobi Birthright was released by Antarctic Press and in shops nationwide, worldwide. So go into your local comic shop, ask if they have any Nyobi. If they don't, ask them if they can order it. And if we happen to be in a time where we haven't released anything in a little while, maybe see if there's any Nyobi in those back issue bins. So Nyobi at your local comic book shop. But that's not all. You go to antarcticpress.myshopify.com. Antarctic Press, of course, is the label that publishes Nyobi. You can go ahead and buy Nyobi directly from them online as well. So go ahead and give Antarctic Press, give AP some love, and tell Ben Dunn I said hello. But that's not it, folks. Our major way to get Nyobi, our preferred way, honestly, when it comes right down to the end of it here, is you can get Nyobi on Kickstarter when we release them. We'll be doing Nyobi Outbreak number 3 in March. We'll have all the Nyobi goodies that you can shake a stick at, plus Savage Sim, plus Nyobi Penguina, plus more.
Nyobi Kickstarter. Kickstarter is where our biggest fan base is. It's where we make the most amount of money. It is what we plug the most. All those other things I went over just a little while ago, those are great if you're looking to catch up. If you're looking to get the latest, greatest, the newest issue of Nyobi as it comes out, Kickstarter is the way to go. But with that being said, however you get Nyobi in your life, we appreciate it. Nyobi 2024 is going to be the year of the pigtail. We got so much lined up, man. It's going to be crazy. So thank you very much for tuning in to this video. Stay tuned for more videos. And just know, I'm always the sponsor, Austin.